Welcome to Choosing the Right Work Fluid lesson. So choosing the right work fluid is basically choosing the fluid with the properties that we need in our system, that we need our system to have. And we talked about all sorts of properties in our previous lessons. And the most important parameters, properties, if you will, for choosing work fluids are oxidation stability, corrosion stability, viscosity, and the auto ignition point because of various fire hazards that we can have in our systems. For now, in 90% of situations, we choose mineral oils. Only when we need very good lubrication, we can use synthetic oils, which are significantly more expensive than mineral oils, or if there is a big danger of a fire hazard. For example, if our system is working in a system where there is open flames or sparks, we can then also use synthetic liquids that are water-based, which are cheaper than mineral oils, but they don't have good lubricity and they have water in them, which makes them dangerous for metal components and corrosion. And as we know, there is a limited supply of crude oil from which we make mineral oil, so we won't have mineral oils forever. So there is an estimate that we will have crude oil for the next 50 years, and then we will need to find an alternative. And in the future, of course, synthetic fluids are going to be the only ones that we're going to use in our systems, obviously. And scientists are already working on alternatives. So choosing oxidation stability. It depends on the needed longevity of the fluid for like how much time can we use the fluid without changing it. Depends on the negative influence of oxygen and on higher temperatures. For example, if our systems are working in higher temperatures. So higher temperatures have a negative impact on the fluid aging. So for example, mineral oils that have no anti-aging additives can be used from 2,000 to 5,000 hours in exploitation. And then you have to change the fluid. And that's only if the temperature is in the limits of from 40 degrees Celsius to 50, which is really low if you're in engineering. You know that all these machines, they work on higher temperatures. And that's why we add additives to change up the properties of mineral fluids. And also 5,000 hours, it's not too much. And then we can add some additives and make our mineral oils better. And we can get our mineral oils to be used up to 20,000 hours, which is 4 times as much, and that they can function at a little bit higher temperatures. Let's get to choosing corrosion stability. So choosing the corrosion stability depends mostly on the materials from which our components are made and the required service life. And even though mineral oils have a tendency to protect the components from corrosion, there are usually additives that are added for additional corrosion protection. Okay, we are getting to a very important factor, and that's choosing the right viscosity. And choosing the right viscosity is done by considering the work temperature and pressure, and the starting temperature, the outside temperature in the environment where the machine is located, obviously. And we consider the types of pumps and hydraulic motors that we use, and we consider the length of our pipeline. So work temperatures of stationary hydraulic systems that have lower or moderate pressures, so usually up to 200 bar, are usually 40 to 50 degrees Celsius above the environment temperatures. So the starting temperature is equal to the environment temperature, and it is expected that because of the temperature change of 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, we are going to see a change in fluid viscosity. We talked about how temperature affects viscosity. And viscosity on our starting lower temperatures, right, is going to be bigger, and which will cause difficulties when starting, right? So you're starting at like 40 degrees Celsius difference, and your fluid's going to be thick. It's going to be hard to start the machine. So when choosing the viscosity, we have to make sure that the viscosity on the lowest possible temperature satisfies our needs. So that's a big important factor that we have to think about when choosing the viscosity. And of course, choosing the auto ignition point. If we're using the hydraulic system somewhere where external temperatures are high and our system is going to run hot, we need to make sure that we don't reach the auto ignition point of the fluid. So the auto ignition point, we talked about this. It's basically the temperature where our liquid auto ignites. So if by some chance there is an open flame or spark present in our system or around the system, we can't use mineral oils. Remember that. We always choose synthetic fluids that are water-based. And that would be all for today's lesson. Thank you for being focused, and see you in our next section about energy converters.